What is going on, guys? It is Initial Games here, back again with another video. You guys may see by the title and the thumbnail, but we have a very special video today. We have the full updated NBA Infinite Season 3 tier list. As you guys may know, I do a new tier list. I do an updated tier list after every new season, which is around every 2 months or so. But yeah, in today's video, we're pretty much going to be just putting all these players and everything, the new players and everything, like Edwards, Sengun and everything. Obviously, like the players like Bridges and Banchero and Halliburton that have not came out, I will not be putting them in because, yeah, they just have not been in the game at all. But yeah, you're going to see start off here, S tier obviously is a top tier, like the top tier cards being like the absolute best, and D tier obviously being the absolute worst. But we are going to start off here with the rare cards. We always start off with the rare cards, but you can see starting off here at the D tier, we have Keldon Johnson. I mean, I just don't think he's a really good card in my opinion, and he's rarely used. And I'm obviously just going to be putting cards that are used the most. Obviously, all the rare cards are not in here because obviously all of them are not used. Now moving here to Bogdanovich. Yeah, I think he's still a solid card. It could have been potentially B tier, but I just don't see him much. And he obviously recently got nerfed, which I don't agree with the nerf, but he is a C tier. I still think he's a solid card. Kyle Lowry is a C tier as well. Spencer Dinwiddie's also at the C tier as well. Marcus Smart, he's growing a little bit. He's growing on me a little bit more. I think he can steal the ball pretty effectively as well. So I think he's a C tier. Andrew Wiggins as well as a C tier. Clint Capella is a solid rare card in my opinion. He's at the C tier. D'Angelo Russell, I think he has a pretty underrated step back, but he is at the C tier. Tim Hardaway Jr. at the C tier as well. Fred VanVleet, he actually has a pretty high three-point shot, but his lack of defense does put him at the C tier. Jonathan Isaac, I think he's a pretty underrated rare card in my opinion. He can rebound the ball pretty well, but he is at the C tier. Same for Mike Conley. John Collins as well. I think he's actually not bad of a rare card. He is a pretty solid rare card, but he is at the C tier as well. Derrick Rose also at the C tier. Now, if he had a prime D Rose, he'd be a lot higher though, but his current D Rose, so he's at the C tier. Andre Drummond also is at that C tier. But now we start moving up here to the B tier and the higher cards. Moving here to Jalen Green. Jalen Green is actually not that bad of a card. I think he recently got a buff, with the overall and everything to an 89 overall. So he's not a bad card in my opinion. He is at the B tier. Rookie LeBron, I still think is a solid card since day one. You guys remember he would dunk on everybody. But obviously currently right now with everybody using AD, Giannis, and just any other big guys, you can't really dunk on anybody. He gets blocked pretty easily. But he's still a pretty good card. Rookie KD. I did have him at the A tier last time, but I think I haven't really seen much of him. I think he's actually pretty easily to guard for me now. He is at the B tier. I still think he's a solid card to use, though. Not bad of a card. He is pretty cheap and affordable, so he's still pretty good. And Aaron Gordon has actually grown on me a lot. He's actually my third backup player. I have two backup players, so I have my main, my backup, and then my backup, which is Aaron Gordon. He's actually grown on me a lot. I think he's actually a really, really underrated card. High B tier card in my opinion for a rare card. He's got a really good rebounding for power forward. He can shoot the three ball pretty good as well. He's got like around 750. His defense is not bad, and he has crazy dunks. So overall, he's grown on me a lot. He is at the B tier. Brook Lopez, I think, is still a very, very good center. For a rare card, he's pretty cheap and affordable. Sometimes he can block it. He can even block a really good top tier card. Sometimes he does it. He's good like that. Still at the B tier. Jordan Poole as well. He has high 3-point shot. His ability is pretty good as well. He'd be around like a low B tier, but he does take the B tier spot. Evan Fournier, I know he has not. He's in the pre-orders, but I haven't seen gameplay with him. I don't think there's a single person that has him. But based off stats and everything, and I feel like he's going to be at the B tier. I mean, he has really high 3-point shot. Speed is good. I think he'll be at the B tier. Move on here to the only top tier card at the A tier spot. We have rookie Steph Curry. And you guys might disagree, but I think he's a really good card. Really good card. I mean, I use him, especially a max ranked rare Curry card. He is insanely good. I mean, I dropped 24 points the other day with him. I did post it on the community post if you guys want to see that, but I dropped 24 points with him. That's the most I've scored, and I did it with rare Curry. But if you guys don't believe me, just compare a max ranked rare Curry card to a rank 4 legendary Curry, and you'll see. You'll just see. That's all I'm gonna have to say. I think Stephen Curry is at the A tier card. A tier card of the entire game, guys. No doubt about it. Move on here to the epics. Now we start talking about the really top cards here. But we have John Morant at the C tier. I mean, there's no possible way you guys can convince me that John Morant is a better card than all these at the top B tier. He's not. Donovan Mitchell as well. I don't think he's a good card as well. I don't think he's good. Same for DeRozan. I think he just has elite mid range. That's really about it. He doesn't really have anything else. I mean, when you see a DeRozan, you're not even scared of him. So let's be honest. Move on here to the B tier. We have Anthony Edwards. I know it's kind of surprising. It is a brand new card. I think we are going to have to give him some time, though, for sure. I've been using him, and I've been trying to master him. I really want to main him. Like, I have him at rank 5 right now. I'm definitely going to be dropping gameplay of him very soon as well. But, yeah, I really want to use him and see. I feel like you got to give him time, and he'll eventually be very good. But currently, right now, he is at the B tier. SGA, Epic SGA, is at the B tier as well. I think he's just all ISO. He's a pretty good card, though. Rudy Gobert. I think he could be like a pretty good backup card. He has pretty good rebounding. His defense is not bad at all. He can block it pretty well. So he is at the B tier. Sabonis as well. Literally has like one of the highest rebounding in the game for sure. So I think he is at the B tier as well. He is a close A tier for sure, but he is at the B tier. Now Siakam, he's grown on me a little bit. I know I did say he was overrated. I did play with him earlier. I don't have him no more, but I had him at rank 6, and I actually thought he was pretty good. Close to an A tier for me, but he'd be like at the high B tier for me. Randall, he's like in the low B tiers for me. He's not bad of a card. He is pretty cheap, surprisingly. Like, he's not that bad of a card, guys. He can rebound the ball pretty well. He's not bad, but he is at the B tier. Jamal Murray, you don't really see much of him, and he's really expensive. I think he's just like an average card. He is at the B tier. Haven't seen much of him, but he is at the B tier. Jaylen Brown as well. I don't think he's a really consistent card. He did get a buff, but I think he needs a better buff. His three-point shot's pretty low. He can shoot the three ball pretty well. So I'm just hoping he gets another buff, but currently right now he's at the B tier. Lauri Markkanen as well is at the B tier. I mean, he's a solid power forward you can use for sure. Not bad of a card. Is at the B tier for me. Brandon Ingram as well. You rarely see much of him. I think he's around low mid tier for the B tier. Yeah, I think he just the only advantage he has, he's just really tall. He can definitely shoot over small guards and just make it. So that's really his only advantage. LaMelo Ball, he is like at the high B tier for me. He's actually pretty underrated card. I mean, he has an insane passing. He can shoot the ball pretty well. So yeah, he's a pretty good card in my opinion. Halliburton as well. He's a good passer as well. He is at the B tier as well. Now, Alfred Sengun, he is obviously in the game. I played against him a couple times. And yeah, he was not bad at all. He's not bad at all. Like, obviously I haven't seen much of him, but currently, like, based off of stats and like a max rank Sengun, I think he is at the B tier, guys. He'd be like a high B tier. Maybe he'll go up higher when we start seeing him a lot more. But currently for me, I think he'd be around the B tier. Same can be said for Draymond Green. He's actually a pretty underrated epic card as well. You don't see much of him, but he can actually shoot the three ball very well, especially if you leave him open, and he actually has very good defense as well. Now we take a look here at the A tier epic players. We have Trae Young, a really, really good card in my opinion. Insane ball handling, insane speed. He can shoot the ball very well, especially with his fadeaways, step backs. He can cross you over pretty easily. High A tier for me. Kyrie Irving as well. Pretty much the same play style. I think Kyrie Irving takes a little bit more skill. He's a really good card in my opinion. He has a higher mid-range than Trae for sure. Phenomenal card. Is at the A tier. Jimmy Butler as well is an A tier. I mean, phenomenal card. Too, I mean, he can steal the ball very well, and his fadeaway mid-range is pretty much automatic. Lightly contested, it goes in. Sometimes moderately, it goes in. Definitely a card that I absolutely don't like guarding because he can steal the ball as well. Now, Zion Williamson, guys. Zion, I've been seeing him in the leaderboards a lot more. If you guys have been playing, you guys have been seeing Zion a lot more. That is because he's been taking a leap forward. Last video, I did not have him. I actually left him out, which I was going to put him at the B tier. And in the first video, I did put him at the C tier. But currently now, guys, I think he is in a high A tier. His hop step dunk is absolutely ridiculous. It is pretty much a guaranteed 2 points. Almost an S tier. But I think it's in high A tier for sure. Zion Williamson took one of the biggest leaps. For sure, one of the most used cards now. Definitely high A tier. Bam Adebayo, one of the most underrated cards in this game for sure. He's just super balanced. He's just like one of the most balanced cards in the game. If you look at a balanced card, it's Bam Adebayo. Good mid-range. And really good rebounding and solid defense. Look at Cat here. Was at the S tier before, but he did get nerfed recently. And I haven't seen much of him, but I still think he's a really good card. I still think he's in high A tier, close to an S tier, but he goes in A tier. PG-13 as well is an A tier for sure. He is a classic card. Still a very good card. He can steal the ball. A tier for sure. Now, De'Aaron Fox, I put him at the A tier, guys. I think he barely just sneaks in A tier. One of the most underrated cards in this game. I mean, I've used him a good amount. He has insane speed, and his step back is actually really good. It's kind of unpredictable. It just does it like he can drive and then just pulls back and makes the mid range. He's really good. A tier for me. I do not care what you guys say. I think he's an A tier. Really good card. Drew Holiday as well. A tier for me. Phenomenal defense. And yeah, overall, he can steal the ball. He got a buff as well. Makes him even better. Jaren Jackson Jr., I still think he's an A tier. Yeah, he's pretty much like a cheaper version of AD. He can block it, but he can shoot the three ball better than AD. Klay Thompson is an absolute sharpshooter in this game. His ability makes him shoot even better. He's pretty much automatic. He's like a cheaper version of Curry. A pain to guard for sure. Definitely an A tier. Now, Porzingis, I was going to put him at the B tier, but I think he's barely an A tier. Don't sleep on Porzingis. Really good card. I barely even see him, guys. I played with him. I had him at max rank before. And man, oh man, he's such a fun card to use. He can block the ball pretty well. And his three-point shot is like around 850, which is actually pretty impressive. Now we look here at the only S tier epic we have is Victor Wemby. And there's a reason why he's at the S tier. Because he can block the crap out of the ball. He can shoot mid-range pretty much over anybody. He can post up. And yeah, his strength obviously is the block. And there's a reason he's in the market. He's rare, around 2 million. And yeah, really good card. Now we move on to the legendary cards. We have here at the B tier. We have this. The cards haven't really changed much since the last time I did this. But we have only here at the B tier, we have Luka Doncic. Obviously a high B tier in the game. But I think he did get a buff, but I just still think he's still the same. He's not really a card that you fear. He's still a pretty solid card, though, like I said. But he is at the B tier. I think another buff would be nice for him. Take a look here at the A tier. You can see we do have legendary LeBron James. He is a close S tier in my opinion. He can pretty much dunk over anybody, but he can still be blocked pretty easily. Only weakness I say is like his three-point shot. But other than that, he actually has insane passes. His three-point shot is decent, and his mid-range actually not bad. His post-up is actually very good too. Close S tier in my opinion, but I think he is at the high A tier. Move on here to Jokic. Jokic is not bad of a card. I think he barely moves into that A tier. His screens are absolutely ridiculous. His passing, his playmaking, everything is very good. That's what makes him a good card. A tier for that. Move on here to legendary Kevin Durant. I think he's at the A tier. He barely goes in the A tier as well. I think his weakness is he does have a slow jumper, but his ability and everything, pretty much an automatic bucket with that mid-range. So A tier. Moving here to the Claw, Kawhi Leonard. His strength is pure defense. His defense is ridiculous. He can hold the defensive button, and he will not get crossed up. I do think he needs a buff for sure on his three-point shot, and then he'll be one of the top cards for sure. But A tier for me. Now you see a new card added to the tier list. We see Legendary SGA, and I did use him here at rank 4, and I actually did manage to win like 70% of my games. I played over like 50 games, and yeah, he's a really, really fun card to use. Really good card, consistent card in the mid-range. His ISO game is insane, and he can steal the ball as well. So definitely a card for sure that will probably be used later on in the future as a top tier card. But for now, he is at the A tier. Booker as well. I wanted to put him at B tier, but I think he barely squeezes into the A tier. Yeah, he just has high mid-range. That's what makes him good. His dribble package is not bad at all. But yeah, A tier for sure matches him. But now we move on here to the S tier cards, the top cards. These are the cards that you pretty much see in 3-3 rank and the top leaderboards and everything. But you can see we still have Tatum here. These are not in particular order, but you can see you still have Tatum there at the top card. Arguably still a top 3 card in this game. Still an insane card to use. He got nerfed like twice. His strength got nerfed and his three-point shot, but he's still very consistent. Still a card you do not want to guard. Legendary Curry still very good. I mean, three-point shot is ridiculous. He's very fast. He can steal the ball as well. So another good card. Move on here of Giannis. And we have been seeing Giannis everywhere. And there's a good chance that he could be the #1 card in the game, guys. But that's why I have him here at the S tier. His Euro step dunk, he's just insane, guys. He's just dominant. Defense is good. He can rebound. He can do the fake Euro step and then pass it. Definitely an S tier card. Top tier S tier card. Same for AD. He did get nerfed, but he's still insanely broken. He has still elite defense and he can rebound. Still an S tier card. Embiid as well, I still think is the best center in this game. He's so dominant. He gets rebounds. He can do the cheese dunk. He's insanely good as well. No explanation needed. Same for Damian Lillard. One of my favorite least card to guard. I don't like guarding it because he goes off screens. He can juke you out. He literally jukes you out and then he shoots the three and he goes in. It can be moderately or lightly. He's going to make it down. And Harden as well, still insanely good with his double step back move. It's just pretty much automatic. If it's lightly contested, it's going to go in as well. Moderately contested, it goes in almost all the time as well. But all these cards are insanely good. All the S tier cards you see are just the top tier cards in the entire game. There's a reason all these people use them because they're just insanely good and consistent guys. And yeah, these are the cards that I definitely recommend. If you want to climb the leaderboard, definitely use these. But there you guys have the updated tier list of Season 3. Like I said, if we have Bridges or like Banchero and Halliburton come out soon, I'll probably do like a part 2 tier list for the Season 3. But for currently right now, I'm doing the cards that are in the game right now and what I think. But let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think? What should I change? What do you guys think of the tier list? What would you rate it? And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. But other than that, this can wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I am out, guys.